Yo.
What up? What up?
What's poppin', man? What's going on?
Let's go, man.
Let's go, man.
Dude, episode 156. Welcome back, everybody. To the Carbon Footprint Podcast. He is Juan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact. Whether they be good, bad, or otherwise, hit them with the deliciousness of the day.
Listen, man, this is the drink why I know people call their tequilas like hornitos. Because this one is.
We should have bought that tequila.
We should have bought that one for this, man. This is great. We got a little special thing for you guys today called the Stifler. And if you follow us on social, you'll see why when we post a photo of the drink. But man, we got a great.
I'll let you know if it works like that later.
TBD, will it? But yeah, this is a great drink, man. It's a little spice to it. It's refreshing, and it's got a nice little spice, little burn to it. And just first time trying this Husong's tequila, which we did the reposado today, which it is awesome. So we did 1.5 ounces of the Husong's tequila. We did an ounce of the Control, 3/4 ounce of lime juice. But first, actually, you have to muddle some serrano peppers and the lime juice together and 2 slices of the serrano peppers, and then adjust according to your spice levels. Because we learned the hard way. This podcast may or may not have been delayed because your boys couldn't fill their mouths.
Yeah, we did. I did 4 slices the first time for one drink. Too much. Yeah. Well, too much for us anyway.
Yeah, no, we were done, bro. I think it almost sabotaged the podcast. It was all
I couldn't feel my lips.
The tongue was going numb. I was like, I think Sean did this on purpose. But 2 slices of the serrano peppers, muddle that with 3/4 of lime juice, which we found out is about 1.5 limes if you squeeze an actual 1.5 limes out. So muddle that, add in the 1.5 ounces of tequila, add in the ounce of the Control, shake it with ice, and then pour into a rocks glass filled with ice. Garnish with some slices of the serrano peppers, and rim it with some Taijing. And we use the lime to wet the rim and the Taijing to rim it. And
we did the Taijing and the sugar.
Taijing. Oh, that's right. And we mixed raw sugar. That's right. Yep. That's right. Yeah. So Taijing and raw sugar, rim that. It tastes amazing, man. And we'll put this down on the socials too. The recipe again in case you guys missed it. But it's awesome. It's a pretty good stiff drink. And,
the Stifler, baby.
The Stifler, baby. Let's go.
Cheers.
Man. This is yeah. Salute. Holy shit. This is, bro, I couldn't feel nothing for the first. You know when it's super cold and you walk outside and your face just goes, that's how it felt after the first one. We did all the peppers, but now that we've perfected the recipes, Sean like knocked it out.
I would imagine if you use jalapenos, maybe it's a little less heat. But if you use these serrano peppers, just do the two slices.
And they're small. It's so deceiving.
Yeah, it really is. The 2 slices hit right. The 4 slices was a little overwhelming. But depending on your level of
there's some Mexican spice out there calling us soft.
Yep.
Yeah, and I like spice.
They're like, if your nose ain't sweating, shit ain't hot.
Nope. And I love spicy food. Like I go extreme on spice. That shit was painful. But I also think it's exacerbated by the alcohol with spice. Like there's
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, like it has to be. But yeah, it's just amazing, bro. And it's weird because it's like refreshing. Like you want to chug it, and then you get that little kick of the spice, man. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I loved it. I started off slow, and now I'm like, let's go.
All right, man. My compliment of the week is going out to an 87-year-old woman from Maine.
Damn, she's literally about to be a carbon footprint.
Yo, for real. Marjorie Perkins. This woman woke up to a young man standing over her in her bed. And then basically he told her like I'm gonna cut you. I don't know why he was there, but she ended up kicking him, right? Kind of like disabling him just for a second. Gets up, grabs a chair, and starts hitting him with the chair.
And she's how old?
87 years old.
Okay. Yo, good for her. But I feel like an 87-year-old couldn't hurt me.
It gets better.
No.
So the guy retreats from the room, ends up in the kitchen, and tells her, yo, I'm just really hungry. And she feeds him.
What? So he broke into her house, got his ass whooped.
And got food.
Motherfucker's a child, bro. You ever got a whooping so bad from your mama that she fed you after? Damn.
She gave him crackers and peanut butter.
Wait, this might have been my grandmother. Grandma, is that you?
Call me later.
She beat somebody and fed him. Sound like all my uncle's stories.
And while Mrs. Perkins is not making like a major contribution to the earth or anything, man, I thought this story, I was like, yo, she's gonna influence some late 80s or somebody in that age group to go, yo, I'm not I'm not crippled. I'm not this. I can still defend myself. I can still do good. I can still protect myself. Like, I'm still able. Because if you're able to do that at that age, to fight off a young intruder.
Yeah, dude.
And again, I don't know what this guy was on or whatever. I'm pretty sure she still called the cops.
So I was gonna say, is there proof that this guy broke in?
Well, she called the cops, and the cops came and got it. Yeah.
And
So like that.
Okay,
Then
so we know she didn't make it up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This wasn't like
This isn't Joe Biden.
somebody was enough. We were like,
Isn't Joe Biden woke up yesterday talking about, and they were like, "No, you're a guy, Joe. You're only 82."
So
and
shout
that
out
was the maid.
So shout out to Miss Marjorie Perkins over in Maine. Keep doing your thing.
Yo,
you ain't done yet.
Shout out Marjorie, yo. In Maine, beautiful state, man. And what a cool, like you said, man, what a cool experience. And also, dude, I think there's a lesson here in like understand. Obviously, in that scenario, it's really tough to be like, what do you need? You know, like,
Yep.
Yeah, but also, you know, a lesson in like, yo, some people just, who knows, like this guy could have been homeless, hungry,
right,
and you know, whatever, it just down on his luck. Thankfully, he didn't get violent with her to the point of killed her or anything crazy like that, and so you know, it worked out.
Right. Everything kind of worked out.
As a lesson in compassion, I think, for just other human beings, man. I think we all could work at that, and yeah, who knows? Because you hear stories like this. There's an NBA player who he got robbed, like was getting robbed at gunpoint. And then I think it was Lou Williams, man. And then he talked to the guy, like, yo, talk to him, like, what's up? And the guy was just fucking started telling him his life story. And he wound up taking the guy out for like dinner at like McDonald's. They wound up spending hours there.
Was that in Philly?
In Philly, man. Yeah.
I remember
so
that.
just like cool stories like this. But like when you see like an elderly person like that, or anything, like you said, this could have gone south so many ways. And hopefully she inspires people to stand up for themselves. But also, man, like just, I think that conversation, that guy sort of recognizing like, yo, this lady's fighting me off. He probably, you know, I think it speaks a lot to him for like down on his luck, but didn't have it in him to get violent.
Right.
Because if he really wanted to, he probably
could have. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to her, man. I think this is again, you see, like you said, sticking up for herself and then turning this situation into a positive one. I mean, for him, hopefully.
Maybe she should be in Congress
together. Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't think she's old enough. She might have just.
You need a couple. You need a couple more years. Wait till you're fucking 90.
She doesn't have enough life experience. Like, were you alive when the Titanic sank? No go.
Not qualified.
Not qualified, bro.
All right, what you got?
Yo, man, I gotta and I feel like I need to switch this up at some point because I have too many positive things in a row. But my carbon footprint is going out to this research firm. They've invented this cancer pill that they say it's the holy grail. So scientists have dubbed this the holy grail of cancer pills.
Okay.
And it's the pill is actually called an AOH 1996, and it is the culmination of 20 years of research and development by one of America's actually largest cancer centers, and it's in LA. It's called the City of Hope Hospital in Los Angeles. And the drug was tested on 70 different cancer cells in the lab. And those cells, they derived from everything to breast cancer, prostate, brain, ovarian, cervical, skin, lung cancer. And it was effective against all of them, literally obliterating the cancer. Gone. And the pill was, I say smart enough, but I don't know a better way to describe it, but at targeting only bad cells, leaving good cells intact, and completely destroying all the cancer cells, man. So they're saying that this could be a a breakthrough. Well, not a breakthrough. It is a breakthrough in treatment and essentially curing cancers. But it's like I think the other part of this is that it works against so many different kinds. It wasn't specific to a type of cancer, man.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And I'm just like, I'm sitting here as you're describing it and going, why haven't I heard about this? Instead, I heard about fucking UFOs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead, I heard about Biden falling asleep. Instead, I saw fucking
RICO charges against Trump.
Fucking, Trump getting fucking charged. Like, why is this shit like this not front page?
Dude, we literally could potentially be on the brink of getting rid of one of the, like nastiest diseases that has stolen so many lives and created just miserable experiences for human beings. And yeah, I couldn't believe, dude, I had to look up this story on different sites just because I thought it was fake. Because to your point,
no one
was talking about it, man. I'm like, this should be like world, like breaking news type of headlines, and nope. And I know this has like some steps to go through to get like approved through FDA, yada yada yada.
But still,
this is,
man, like,
dude, this is humanity changing work.
Yeah, like and when did we talk about the whole UFO thing? That was like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah,
right. And it's like, and remember I said I go check it out what bill's being passed or whatever. Like, and it could be something like this where it's like the pharmaceutical companies could stand to lose so much money by something like cancer being cured that you don't want to publicize it.
No, dude, and I think, man, and we could do a whole podcast on just pharmaceuticals, but like, I want to say we're one of 2 countries in the world that allow pharmaceutical companies to have commercials on TV. Like the rest of the world,
No, but I'm saying,
Google that. No.
Fuck, man. Even if it were 1 of 10, even if it were 1 of 20, like
I feel like that's really close
what is
to
it? Like,
true.
isn't it around 200 countries?
Yeah, it's close to 200
right
countries.
around there.
And where I mean, I want to say us in New Zealand. I feel like us in New Zealand are the only country in the world that allow commercials for pharmaceutical companies. That should tell you a lot. Like. And and we always joke around how old our politicians are and all that, but also how essentially our politicians just are basically employees for these large lobbyists, which mostly belong to pharmaceuticals and belong to NRA and belong to it's whoever has money, who's trying to push what agenda, and generally they're not in the best interest of the people. And so your job as a politician is in direct conflict with that, right? Like if you're fundraising, I think the thing is you almost have to figure out this fundraising, amongst other things. It's not that simple, but like your fundraising is so contingent on you keeping these people happy, and these people happy, or keeping these people happy, unfortunately requires you to do things that are unethical, I would argue, or also just not in the best interest of the constituents that you represent. And so like, there's just many things, but yeah, dude, like you're looking at this and you're like, how is this not just breaking news? These people, dude, I should know the people. Bro. I couldn't even find the scientists' names who worked on this. I should know their names.
Wow.
Like, it was just a bizarre thing, man. Like, I'm like, this is so, and I'm sure if I keep looking, I'll find it, but it's just one of those things where I'm going, this should be synonymous or just like,
why are these guys not celebrities already?
Man, they should be interviewing on every single thing. How'd you figure this out? What went into this? What do you need to get this across the finish line? Could you, bro? Everybody in some way, shape, or form knows someone who was impacted by cancer who could benefit from this, and almost all of them would go, I would give anything to fucking be able to use this for my loved ones, or if you're going through it at the moment, chemo or whatever it is.
Dude, I tell you what, man. If there ever comes a time when cancer is so rampant that it stops the machine. The machine that is the economy.
Oh, you mean like a COVID?
Yep. Guess what? There'll be fucking Operation Warp Speed Part 2 to push something like this through.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, it's just not, it just doesn't, like you said, it just doesn't deter the machine enough. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't disrupt the machine enough for us to care. Or I shouldn't say for us to care, but for the people who need to care, I guess.
It's slow, dude. I think cancer is something that's very that it doesn't affect everybody, obviously, and it's something that comes on so gradual that it just doesn't disrupt the economy enough for the people that are in power to give a shit.
No, and it's not contagious.
That's the other thing, right?
Indirectly, it's not contagious, right? But I would argue that cancer, if you have cancer, and I don't know, let's say you're a parent, and there are bad habits that got you cancer. Those bad habits are carried to the people around you,
but
right?
what
Whether
are
it's your
they?
kids or whatever.
Is it your diet?
Right.
Is it your right? Like whatever it is, right? Like nobody's going like, hey, you know what? If you don't do X, Y, and Z, you won't get cancer.
You won't get cancer. But it isn't. I think to your point, we're sort of we need instant gratification, and in that same token, we need instant consequence, good or bad. And so like, if you don't see an instant consequence to this, then for us, it's almost like forgotten. I think cancer takes too long.
It takes too long.
So
and like you said, it's not contagious, right? It's not like you're gonna breathe it. It's not
directly contagious. But I would argue,
you.
man, like bad habits that you have that you pass on to the people you live with.
Absolutely, bro. The food we intake, contagious. The amount of like, dude, it's been proven for one, one instance. It's like sugar wreaks havoc on the body, and it's like everything that we buy from the store has fucking sugar in it. Unless you're one of those really sort of conscious folks that you shop and you actually look at the labels and whatever. Like sugar wreaks havoc on the body, and everything or most things
have sugar.
Just have sugar.
Dude, and it's also addictive, and so it's purposely added to food. Bro, there's sugar in a Big Mac. Why does a burger need sugar? Right, like you go. I could understand,
Is it
maybe
in the sauce or an actual burger.
It's purposely
itself,
added to Big Mac. Like McDonald's purposely adds sugar.
It's a special
to their
sauce.
food. It is, dude. But you think about why that is.
Yeah,
it's to get you sort of like addicted, to like it, to crave it. To like you think about like McDonald's isn't the best quality meat ever, but there's something about it when you have it, it kind of slaps. You feel like shit afterwards, but it kind of slaps when you have it. Like the fries are insane thing, and you're just like, people who become addicted to that sort of stuff, like you can see it. And it's purposely almost designed to get you hooked to it.
Dude, I read something recently, man, about McDonald's fries, where it was like they're made from a potato that has like a shit ton of like chemicals.
Oh yeah,
like, have you seen that?
Yes.
Where it's like the farm, like in order to have this certain potato.
It's a specific potato that only they use to make fries. Yeah,
and it's just, it has like these pesticides sprayed all over the crops that grow these potatoes, and so obviously the pesticides are in the potato as well, but it's like the only way to produce it is with these chemicals. But it kills like everything around it.
Yes, nothing can survive where these potatoes live.
And
like
then
it ruins the soil.
we fucking eat them.
Yeah, this podcast is brought to you by Double Quarter Pounders. Bro, that shit slaps though. McDonald's has the best fries of all time. I don't care what anybody says, bro. Out of all the fast food chains, they're the greatest fries of all time. They put crack in them, I'm pretty sure. And honestly, bro, you could tell me there's crack in them. It's not gonna make me have them less. Like
I've been eating them shit since I was about 3 years old.
Yeah, I guess I'm a crackhead. Like, dude, I love them shits. But yeah, man. So shout out to these people. The City of Hope in Los Angeles, man. I hope you guys get your.
I hope somebody hears about it, bro.
And I hope we actually see this through, and I hope this is normal, and I do hope that one day, like, we live in a world where most cancer is just eradicated. Like, this would be incredible, man. Shout out to these guys, man.
Bro. Dude, talk to me about this. You got something down here that says Florida woman tries to erase her DNA.
Yo, you seen this shit, bro? So this lady gets arrested. I think it's attempted murder or murder. Let me pull up the story here.
Really?
Dude, so this lady gets arrested, and Florida, we got the wildest people. So she gets, she's blood smudged, and she gets arrested for, she's a suspected murder. So she did murder.
Oh, okay. So she did kill somebody.
Yeah, and while she's in police custody, and this is Daytona Beach, so it's right down the street from her.
God damn it!
Shout out Daytona.
I got a place over there.
Shout got a place in Daytona. So Nicole Max, who from her pictures, I mean, she looked like she got daddy issues. She looked like a typical Floridian chick, but she Nicole Max is 35, bro. She's charged with tampering with evidence and resisting arrest with violence and premeditated first-degree murder in the death of a 79-year-old Michael Cerasoli on August 5th. So she killed, I think, a guy's her roommate. She got a 79-year-old roommate. Yeah, I don't know what the relation is. It was his time to go. He didn't kick himself. If Margaret could, this guy is fucking up. So when she's in police custody, she asked for a soda. And when they gave her the soda, she poured it all over herself so that she could try to scrub off forensic evidence. All
What
the
kind of
blood
soda
and shit.
was it?
It was Mountain Dew.
God damn it!
Shout out to Mountain Dew. Bro, that shit, Mountain Dew does everything, bro. Mountain Dew kills sperm. It wipes off blood smudges.
Oh, I
it
haven't
keeps
heard.
you awake during gaming sessions.
I haven't heard the fucking the kill sperm.
There's this theory that there's a specific food coloring in Mountain Dew that it's like bad for your sperm count. Allegedly, I guess I gotta
Like
say that.
if
so I don't
you
get
drink
sued.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like drinking too much Mountain Dew lowers your sperm count. Allegedly.
Dude, not for nothing, man. There's been a lot of road trips that I've taken as probably like an early adult. That you at night, like you get tired, you stop at the store, you get a Mountain Dew,
Bro,
you good to go.
I don't know what's in Mountain Dew.
That shit
but
is-
that shit is. I used to
I
take
know
that
it
for
has
late night gaming sessions.
I know it
bro.
has caffeine, but damn, that shit
Nah,
got something
bro.
else too.
Bro, that's meth, Coke, Four Loko, and some Celsius, and a Red Bull in Mountain Dew. It's all that shit combined. And whatever the fuck they give Joe Biden on a daily basis.
Maybe it's a 5-hour energy.
It's
in that
yo
bitch,
for
too.
real. That shit is potent. Whatever it is. Yo, but Baja Blast Mountain Dew slaps. I don't care what.
I have not had that.
Yo, the Taco Bell one. Oh, it's so good, bro.
But what about so what about it erases DNA?
It doesn't.
Allegedly.
This bitch is crazy. Did you see her picture, bro? Let me show you the picture of her, and then you tell me why she poured Mountain Dew on herself. Look it up, people. That's gonna be too small for the video, but look her up. Oh man.
Yeah, you know what's funny? That you showed me the picture. It just looks like
She looks like she's from
a
Florida.
Yeah.
Yo, like if you saw her online, you just go, "Oh, what part of Florida is she from? What beach town?"
It's either Florida or Alabama.
I'm like, bro, this. The funniest shit about this whole thing, and I don't know if it was because they arrested her there, because it doesn't say that in the story that I have anyway. But in the picture, it's her, it's Mountain Dew, and for whatever reason, it's a Crystal's fast food joint.
That's only in the South,
It's
right?
the most Florida shit I've ever seen. Bro.
Although we do have White Castle here now,
Yeah, we do got the White Castle here,
right?
now. Yeah,
But Crystal has been like the
yo, Crystal hit the spot sometimes.
Absolutely,
though, man. I mean,
man.
get a little
Especially
sack
at like
full.
2 in the morning.
Yeah, man. Shout out
Yeah.
Crystal. Yo, listen, we open it for sponsors, yo. We got room right here. A little logo. We shooting our shot with everybody. We don't care.
Yo, speaking of crazy people, you seen them bitches in LA? Yo, listen. There's been
Which ones?
Which ones? Now, listen. I think I have. I haven't spent any time in LA. Mm-hmm. I think I've just like kind of like flown in there and then flown out.
Yeah, I've been in and out of LA. Yeah.
But I know people who have spent time there and visited and what have you, and yeah, I got some crazy people in LA.
Yeah.
So lately, man, I don't know if you've seen, there's been this surge of like flash mob robberies in all these high end stores.
Oh shit! I have heard I've seen videos of people robbing
Yeah.
Gucci stores or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, I don't know if you guys have seen this shit online or whatever, man, but people are going like, and I'm talking about 10, 20 people at a time, like just like rushing into a fucking Nordstrom or some other like high end store, grabbing shit and like a grab and dash, just grab stuff and go. But there's enough of them that it's making like a huge a huge financial impact. I want to say that Nordstrom, the flash mob robbery happened with them, and then there was the other one that was Yves Saint Laurent.
Yeah.
I'm probably saying that, that incorrectly.
It's
but,
French, so yeah, you don't pronounce half of the letters in there, but yeah.
but both of them, bro, was like $300K a piece that got stolen and I'm talking about within like a minute. These fuckers come in, they grab the shit, and they run out.
Bro.
You know, they got like one security guard and they was trying to stop one dude, and it doesn't work. But also recently, man, a Nike store got hit, a sunglass hut got hit for lower amounts. You know, like I think those two were like $20K a piece. But again, I know California's GDP is larger than most countries.
Yeah.
But I'm going, in these scenarios, if you're the Nordstroms or the Nordstroms of the world, are you going like, okay, now it's by appointment only?
Yeah, dude, and a lot of luxury brands only do that, or they only
Oh, is
allow
that right?
one person in at a time, or is it? Yeah, dude, a lot of these high end like Hermes or Goyard or something, like they do literally have only like you walk in and it's like, oh, only you're allowed in, and you wait outside. Even if you go here to Mall of Millennia,
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever noticed, if you go to Louis Vuitton,
Yeah.
or you go to Chanel, or there's a line outside, and it's never because the store is
Oh,
full.
I didn't realize
they
that.
only allow like 2 or 3 people in, and there's a security guard there, and then only those people shop. And I bet it's to like avoid shit like this. But I bet in this scenario where you're robbing, you're just bull rushing the
Correct.
door. Yeah. But a lot of these stores only have that, man. And then they have like private sessions where you go to a separate room and they bring shit to you for you to look at.
Wow.
But a lot of the super high end brands do operate in this like appointment only. But dude, to your point, I think if you're Nordstrom and stuff, like you go, yeah, do you go appointment only for specific sections? Like, do you separate out your really high end luxury? You know, like you go, yo, Michael
Right,
Kors,
right.
Coach, go over here. That shit's whatever. But then you go, if you're going to Hermes, if you're going to Yves Saint Laurent, if you're going to like whatever, like you go, you guys are going over here because it's a little higher end. You know, like Louis Vuitton, Christian Louboutin, like
Right.
you go. Do you separate all that and then have by appointment only, or you just take it out of brick and mortar and you only go online? Like, there's been a lot of
Ooh, I didn't
rampant
think
thing of
about
malls
that, bro.
closing
That's
and
actually
stores
a
closing.
really good point,
dude.
bro.
This is part of it, right? Like you go, does this push them further to go? This is like another reason why we shouldn't do brick and mortar, because I think with luxury goods is a little different. You almost want brick and mortar because it's like a prestige symbol, and you want people
It
want to
is,
go feel
right.
it and touch it.
And
do
you
that
have
whole thing.
these, you have these malls and shopping centers, and then to have these name brands in there, like it actually, within our society, it means something.
No, it absolutely does, dude. And so like my sister has worked in luxury brands, and really high end luxury brands, for like the majority of her career. And I've gone to like some of her stores, and I will say the experience is very different.
Is it really?
From very different. Now, I think depending on your demographic or the store you go into,
Right.
there could be a feeling of like snootiness or whatever, but there's also this feeling or the elitism, that comes with like certain things. But there's also some of it where you're like, this is kind of cool. Like I'm being catered to, I'm getting this one-on-one treatment, I'm being showed this stuff. And then, the prices match, but you also go, you don't leave there feeling like it wasn't worth it, I guess, quote unquote, right? Because you do get this
Like
experience.
you paid for everything. You paid from the time that
Correct.
you walked in the door to the time that you walked out.
Correct. And, like a lot of that is by design. A lot of the exclusivity and the snootiness
Yep.
and whatever. Each brand, right, has its own sort of, I guess, image that they want to uphold. And so they go about it a specific way. Right? So, so I think getting rid of brick and mortar for them, it stings because, some of this stuff is so expensive that you do want to go see it in person, and then you do want to feel it and you want to touch it. But I think if you're a brand, you want that celebrity or that high end person walking into your store, being
Yeah.
seen, walking like, and I think there's something to that, dude. There's certain stores, I don't know if you've heard, like certain purses, and certain brands, bro, you have to get on a list. Like if you're buying a high end exotic car, where you can't even, like you go into a store and they go, oh, you're only allowed to buy XYZ. And then, or they'll tell you, like, you'll be like, oh, I'm looking for this bag because you've
Right.
done your research. Sorry, we don't have those in stock. But it'll be because you haven't reached this level of status with them yet.
Is that
in
right?
order to earn. Yeah, dude, it's really, really, so I'm saying, so the in-store
Dude,
experience is big, man.
I'm
so
out the
this
game.
Yeah. Bro, there's stores where you go, I want this, and they'll be like, no, but we have 2 of these. And
Right.
it's like, you can pick one. And for some, like, people who are into that, like men or women, like, depending on the brand and the thing, like, you just take it because you want to be part of the club, quote unquote.
Right.
And because it hopefully gets
So
you on the list to
fucked
buy the
up,
next
bro.
one. Bro, and then some of this stuff isn't cheap, right? Like, you're spending, thousands for a bag
To get
or
into
whatever
the
it is
club.
To get into the club. Yeah. And again, luxury car brands do this, right? Like Ferrari's notorious for banning people from buying their cars because they modified them. Because Ferrari's like, nope, we built them and we built them perfect, and there's a certain brand. I don't need you driving around my Ferrari modifying it. That's not why we designed it. And so, like, I think there's been celebrities, I want to say like Justin Bieber and stuff like that, who are like off the list of being able to buy a new Ferrari because they're like, we don't care who you are. You don't touch our cars. And they might have done something like change a paint job or whatever. Like, and they're like, nope, we built the car perfectly.
That's fucking nuts, bro.
Yeah, man. So I understand, and I actually respect the brands that I go.
No, I mean it's cool.
Your brand is more important than the dollar that you receive from this guy, because you know it's gonna sell itself anyway. Right? Like these guys aren't. Dude, there's a reason why you've never seen a commercial for a Bentley or a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or like it's like
very true.
You don't see a commercial for Louis Vuitton. You don't see a commercial for Chanel or like there's a reason why. Like some people will say, what's the old adage? Like the people who buy Bentleys aren't watching TV. That's why there's no TV commercials. But also, like they know that their brand sort of sells itself. But yeah, man, it's gonna be. Dude, this is rampant. These flash mobs are like. Because I have seen a couple videos here and there. I didn't look into it, but I have seen a lot of videos.
Dude, there's thefts.
Bro. Yeah.
There's several, and I think even 50 Cent put it on his Instagram page, and he was like, and he goes, "LA's finished."
It's a wild place to be in right now, man. Like yeah, man.
Dude, do you think that we're meant to be in like these cities? So like you have LA, who has this shit going on, and perhaps other things as well that I'm not mentioning. Then you have like New York, right? New York City, who is already heavily populated. They've taken on over 100,000 migrants in the last year. They've shut down hotels. Again, it's like, are we meant to be packed in like sardines like that, in these places? And I go like, to me it's no. And I know that there is this thing of like, yo, like I love to be around people and the energy and whatever. And I don't disagree with that, but I think that there is a limit, and it's almost like you want to have some sort of status to be in those areas with that many people to be able to contribute to that society. Mm-hmm. So like I'm just going like, in LA it's getting a little crazy. In New York it's getting a little crazy. Like I have family in New York, man, and I want to take my family up there to visit. Bro, the hotels are retarded. Oh, yeah. And it's because of the migrant problem that's been going on, right? Like they're coming in through Texas. Texas is going like, fuck you guys. Send them over to the Democratic states, New York being one of them. And I've seen several hotels in the New York City area that is actually like the city bought them out so that they can house the migrants.
Oh my God.
So it's nuts, man. It's nuts what's going on in our big cities.
It's interesting, man, because like I think about, there is something to the making it in those cities, right? Like you and I have reached a certain level of I don't know, I'm gonna say quote unquote success, right? Let's say, and whatever level that is, right? Let's say we've reached a certain level of status or whatever in what we do. But I think in where we live, right, which is Florida. But if we did that in New York or in LA, it's probably viewed a little bit differently.
Maybe.
Like if we got to the equivalent of where we are in New York or LA, there's sort of like bragging rights, I guess I would say, to that, or it's respected more because you have made it. Like, so right. Are these cities like overpopulated because people are searching for that status? Is it just like places that are just so good to live in that it's that? Like, just going back to your question, like, I struggle with this, man, because I've heard this asked before, and I think where I don't really know the answer, because I go, there's the whole thing that we're tribal, and then it's like, okay, we're tribal, but then it has a limit.
There's a limit.
The tribe is too big after a certain point, right?
I really think that's true,
what's
bro.
That? And then I go, then what is that? What is that?
Dude, remember, so what is that show on HBO that you had me watch that I hated?
The Last of Us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I don't even remember because it's so heartbreaking because I love that shit. But carry on.
But there's that episode, man, where the guy, like the main guy, visits, I don't know, somebody that he knows, and it's a fucking like a little community, and everybody is partaking in in everything,
Yeah.
right? And he goes like, oh, it's communism. And then the person goes, well, yeah, it's a commune, but it works because the town is small enough so that everybody knows everybody and everybody actually gives a shit about everybody else. And so in those situations, communism is fantastic because you go like, you know what? I'm working really hard, but that's helping fucking Susie and Bob and Juan and Sean and who it's helping everybody. And so the work that I'm doing is actually for the people that I know. And then once you grow beyond that, when you're working and you're going like, well, fucking Joe Blow in 2 states over is being fucking lazy, but I'm working to that, then it doesn't work anymore, bro.
Yeah, man, I could see that because you're right, because I think you all have to feel like you're contributing members to society. And I think, like, I would say, me personally,
But I have to know you.
You have to, right. And like I would say, like, I'm looking at myself and I would go, I love being in populated cities. I love being around hustle and bustle. I love
So do
stuff.
I, bro.
But I also love
For a short period of time.
So for me though, like the woods thing, the camp, like I don't want anything to do with that. I
love
want to be in
that too. I love that too.
I like that for a weekend. I
Yeah.
don't want to live in it. So, but there is something to me where I like going to my Publix and the people knowing me on a first name basis,
Yep.
and then me knowing them and then talking to them, or the sandwich shop near me or whatever it is. Like I like the idea that I could walk down the street and even if I don't know your name, I see you all the time and you know me and we do the head nod and we might talk a little bit. There's something to that I really, really enjoy. But I also really want that hustle and bustle. I like the noise. I like people looking busy and looking productive and being like happy to just be part of this machine. And like, there's just something to that. Like, I don't know, man. There's something to like the whole grandiose nature of us pulling off this wild thing that's life at the highest scale, right? Whether it's skyscrapers or whatever, like that gets me like sort of like motivated and inspired, and like I really like that. I like the checking out part. Like I said, for a day or two, I couldn't live in that as a human being. It would drive me nuts to be that isolated all the time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You mentioned the hustle and bustle life. So like, I heard a story recently about the Empire State Building. And the Empire State Building in New York City, when it was being built, like there was people that came from like all over to kind of build this thing, and the feeling around it was like, yo, we're building this grandiose thing, and there were people that died building that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's a fascinating.
It's oh my god, bro. But I focused on like the feeling behind it, which is kind of like with everything, right? It's just like the shit that motivates you a lot is the things that you feel motivated to do. So if you're going like, yo, we're building the tallest building in the country, and this is where people from all over the world are gonna come, they're gonna know the United States, and it's kind of part of the country, right? Like, I think that there's a lot of that's missing. Like we're in a lot of hustle and bustle, but it's almost like if you don't have that North Star of like, this is what we're building, that's where we kind of lose it.
No, yeah, absolutely, man. And it's funny, man, because I love looking at those old historical photos of like the Empire State Building being built. There's something about, bro, the people that built that. I don't mean to use the term men because it's mostly like men you see in these photos building, but the men that built that, man, are like, there's just like this. I'm like, you're fucking just the hardest dude I've ever met in my life. Like you're sitting on this fucking iron beam, sitting a fucking mile above the earth, like having lunch or whatever. Like you see these photos and these guys that built that, and I'm like, that is like, to your point, like just such a, like to come together as a people and build something like that at that scale and that dangerous of an environment, but to just, there's just something so cool. Like I've always loved seeing photos of that, like those black and white photos, like you go into, it's so dope, man. Like, and like the scale, even going to the Empire State Building, when you're on top of that Empire State Building, man, even with those fences around you, it's insane. It's like amazing. You can't fathom because you're going, I'm looking down down
everything.
Yeah, at everything, but also one of the greatest metropolises ever built in the history of mankind. I'm looking down at it. Like, it's just, if you've never done it, it's just an absolutely mind-blowing. No matter how many times I've been on top of the Empire State Building, it blows my mind.
Yeah,
every
it's
time.
amazing, bro.
It's incredible, man. And like the idea that like we did that, like people did that, like they're just. And you said I just come together to do shit like that. It's just wild to me, and that's why I struggle with the idea of like we weren't meant to be that close together. It's like I can agree that there's a number, but I'm like I don't know what that is. It's like maybe is that the number has to be small enough for you guys to know each other. It may not be by name, but by face, or is that number? Because like those cities like New York and LA, probably like Hong Kong, Shanghai, those big popular cities, they probably do have a way of you just being lost in the mix, like you're just another face.
Yeah, a number.
But if you can make it in those cities, man, and that's why like there's that whole thing, like if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere, kind of thing. Like I know there's like it's like if you can stand out from that massive just ant farm, like it's like if you're the ant that sort of stands out, like there's something proud in that, and I think that's what gravitates us to it. And so it's like, were we meant to do that? I don't know, like because I go, we were built, I guess, maybe to live a certain way, but also we were also built to like maybe sort of overachieve and make a better generation for all that, and the competition that comes from these cities. And I think for me personally, I think that there's something inspiring for that, where I go, no, maybe from a mental health perspective, like that's a shitty place to be in, but from a humanity perspective, I think it just drives.
It's pretty awesome.
It does. It pushes you, man. Like I think you don't get awesome shit without humans being pushed to the absolute brink. Like the Empire State Building doesn't happen without fucking guys being willing to eat their sandwich, 2,000 feet up in the sky, and if they fuck up and slip, they're falling to their death. Like it just doesn't happen without that.
There are stories of guys falling down like elevator shafts to their death.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I also wonder with with the collapse of the World Trade Center, and then the buildup of the Freedom Tower, I don't hear about that. I hope that in 50 to 100 years, like that is in the history books, and there's pictures of these guys and women that are building the Freedom Tower, because that is another amazing structure.
Oh, it's an absolute amazing feat. But do you go, was it built the same way? And I don't know. Maybe it was.
I don't know either.
But you go, I assume that you don't have guys walking on beams with no, rope, and like there's just something.
I don't know, bro.
And maybe you do. Like I don't know.
Right. There's guys and women that do that shit for a living. That walking on a beam, 1,000 feet in the air ain't shit.
Ain't shit. Yeah, but we have OSHA. So I don't know if OSHA allows that kind of shit. Like I don't know. Like it's just. There's something, and maybe I'm just romantic to this, like this just vision of humanity. Of there's something, and in New York especially, and maybe because I grew up in such close proximity to New York, that I sort of romanticize this like time period of like the early 1900s of these people building these just grandiose structures, and I just think of like the people that did that, like again, just the bravery and also just not having a choice really, right? Like if you wanted to provide, this is what you had to do.
Yep.
If you like, it's just so, to me, I find that shit so inspiring.
It's amazing, bro.
It's absolutely incredible, man. Like like human beings are capable of anything, awful shit and just absolutely incredible shit, and sometimes those things collide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just
And dude, not for nothing, man. Like as you were growing up, right? Like we saw things on TV that are coming to fruition now, right? Like if you watch Star Trek as a kid and you watch people fucking or it even goes as a kid, like you watch the Jetsons, right? And it was like people on the TV screens and they're talking like a telephone.
Yeah.
Like we're there.
Yeah, Back to the Future. The stuff
like we're there, and through my life, I've always noticed that like it's almost like if we can dream it, we can do it. Yeah. Which is a Disney quote, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Like Walt Disney, I think, said something like that. Like if we can dream it, we can do it. And I've seen that come to fruition in my lifetime.
Yeah, dude, I think that maybe this is, and maybe to a fault, sometimes I'm like overly positive or like enthusiastic about shit, or I just go, like I have bad days like everybody else, obviously, but there's certain things where I sit back and think about like a perspective that we should have where we're in this space, man, where we're just so not supposed to be here that it's really hard for me to stay down for long. Right, like I might have a bad day, week, like mom, but I think when I step back and take things in perspective, and maybe it's like the old Gary Vee thing, it's so unlikely that I am a human being, and even less unlikely that I'm a human being living where I live, even less unlikely that I'm a human being living where I live, able to talk shit with my friend weekly and have a drink. Like, it's just like, I think about the billions of human beings on this planet, man, and I'm in that top like 2-3% that get to live life the way that I live. And it's really hard to stay upset for long, man. Like, it's just,
you can't, bro.
It's just right. Like, it's just like I like again, like I struggle like everybody else. I have a shitty day. I have a bad day. But when I step back and I think about shit like that that people do, I'm like, we're fucking wild, man. Like good and bad, but we're wild, man. Like we just do awesome, crazy shit, and it's hard not to be full of gratitude. Like being able, I think. Dude, living in the time we live in, I'm sure every generation feels this way, but like living in the time that we live, like I feel awfully grateful to have the experiences or be able to experience the things that I have and be able to see and touch and do and all that, but also be able to see what other people did, right? Like the people in the 1920s, I don't know that they could see what the people in the 1700s are doing. Maybe they could, but not at the scale that we can now. And so I feel like awfully grateful to be able to see that because it gives great perspective on the like, man, it used to be this and they thought it was awesome, but I get to do this. Like, what do my kids and grandkids and great grandkids and great great grandkids like? They're gonna go like these guys were fucking primitive. Like, it's just it's just.
Dude,
nuts,
are they
man.
looking back at us and going like, man, this sucked in the 2000s?
They have to,
right?
And I can't. And I think the thing I get the most joy out of is I can't think of what it is. And I think that's the craziest part. Where like I can't think of what it. Dude, I was having a conversation with my kids this week.
It'll be a fucking like. Man, you used to drive.
It'll be the dumbest
drive to Juan's house. I can teleport there.
So, dude, I was having a conversation with my kids this week about TV.
Yeah.
And we were talking about TV and recording. Like, remember when we used to take the VCR, the blank tapes, and record a TV show? And I was trying to explain to them, like, the whole idea, like, they can stream whatever season, whatever episode, whatever of any show at any time, whatever. And so they were asking, somehow we got into this conversation about, like, if you watch a show and you have TV Guide magazines and all this stuff, like, and just like, we had a VCR and we had to record and it had to be at this, and it was just so foreign to them. And it's like, what's a VCR? And it's like, well, this, you have a cassette. And I say, and it's like, well, what's a cassette? And it's like, well, and then what do you mean record? And I'm having to explain this, and I'm going, this isn't that long ago, right? Like, it's just, and I'm even going back to like the boombox where I go, dude, I remember like listening to music and recording, like literally, when your song came on the radio, and you're listening to the DJ go,
and you fucking sit there with your hands on that record button, like,
yes, right. Dude, you're trying to time the DJ. The number 2 this week, Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio, and you're just like, record. It's just like, bro, it's like at that point in time, I never thought, right, like streaming and not having CDs or cassettes or whatever seemed foreign to me. Dude, think about, man, not to go too long on this, but think about how was there a time in your life where you thought the radio wasn't a central piece of a household? A radio.
Bro, and it's non-existent now.
It doesn't even exist, bro.
Yeah.
And 20 years ago, it was like a central piece of your house, whether you're listening to news, music, you had a CD changer that could hold 50 CDs and you thought you were the shit. And it doesn't even exist. I don't know anyone that has a radio in their house that isn't just a Bluetooth speaker.
Well, not only that, bro, like getting into your car, right? Like if I asked you now, what stations do you listen to? Can you answer it? Because
one.
I can't.
I can answer one because it's the biggest Orlando radio station, like morning show. That's it.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
So and that's the thing. It's just like I've moved past it, right? So even when I get in my car, it's literally like I pay for Spotify, and as a matter of fact, this weekend, and Spotify, if you want to sponsor me on this, I appreciate it.
Hit us up.
But no, like this weekend, man, like I've had Spotify and I paid for it for the past, I don't know, maybe like a year or two, maybe 3 years, I don't know. This weekend, I up to the family plan.
Okay.
Because my boys want, like, you know, I've heard them complaining about, like, oh, like I got to listen to commercials and whatever. So it was like I was paying like $11.
It's
now
like $5 more, right? For the
it's like $6 more for the other one, right? So I got like the family plan, which includes like 6 accounts, and so now they're all on that, and it's like it's night and day for those guys. But to the question of radio, no, man. I get in the car, I put on Spotify, and I stream it to my radio.
Pick what song, what thing? You're not flipping
like
through the CD.
I got a fucking playlist. Like that's it,
dude. I think about how much that's changed from my life. And kids have a weird way of humbling you with this because you know, in some ways we start doing it as a lesson to try to teach them how ungrateful they are because they have X, Y, Z, which goes over their head because they don't even know what it is that we're talking about. They don't get it. But I end up learning shit like that going, like, it's always humbling for me to go, like, look at things like the radio was just one that stood out because I remember asking for a radio for a birthday gift. And, dude, and I want to tell you right now, I asked for a radio for a birthday gift the year of 9/11, so 2001, and it was because Jay-Z was dropping Blueprint and all that stuff, and I remember, you know, I was listening to stuff through a Walkman, and I'm like, man, I want a boombox, I want a radio, and you know, and I was like a freshman in high school, or maybe I think I was going into sophomore year actually.
Them, like big fucking.
I asked for a radio.
Like
I wanted to have like a good, radio. Like I wanted, and I think I picked it out at Target, and I wanted a specific radio because I wanted to, and it held like 3 CDs in it, and I wanted to be able to listen to music in my room, you know, loud or whatever, like, and I was like, that was like the cool thing as a teen. I wanted to have a cool ass radio.
Yeah.
And that doesn't even exist anymore. Like, and that was 20 years ago.
Yeah. My kids, and I'm sure yours as well, the radio stations, bro, it's just non-existent.
No, dude, I think this week I saw something that is for the first time ever, TV viewership, meaning traditional TV, like linear TV, so like ABC, whatever.
Right.
It was under 50% in terms of all viewing across like streaming, blah blah. Under 50% for the first time ever. So it's meaning like so officially like traditional television is sort of going away.
It's going away.
And this is the first time it's been under 50% with streaming, you know, taking like a percentage and all that stuff. Like, and you go, radio had like almost an accelerated path there, and you're seeing this happen to TV and all. Like, you know, the traditional TV is probably gone soon, like the ABCs and the Foxes, in terms of like a station, and you have your local station and they go your news and all that stuff. You go like, that's probably really close to being obsolete,
dude. If you don't have, so like those stations offer sports, right? They offer regular programming as well, but if those regular programs are available via a streaming service, then it's obsolete.
It's obsolete.
I think that just for myself, so I'll speak from a 49-year-old guy, right? Like I watch TV for sports. I watch TV for reruns of shows that I really like. I think that's it, bro.
Dude, but I'm 36 and I do the same thing. So TV for me has become I want to watch TV, but I don't want to pay attention. I'm doing something else. I need it in the background. So I like it from that perspective because I can watch a rerun of something, and then sports have become like my thing. So I'm probably one of the few people, I'm 36, who watch traditional TV, but it's more of I want it on in the background. But if I want to pay attention to something, like I want to sit and actually watch and like actually take in what's going on, I go to a streaming platform.
Yeah.
TV is I want the background noise. Like, so, or sports. Like, that's the only thing. But, man, you ever see NFL package this year? It's going YouTube.
Yeah.
It's going, like, it's going to go YouTube. And then how much longer before you don't have it on Fox and CBS and NBC? And like, how much longer before you pull that completely? And it's like, oh, you want to watch NFL? You got to get YouTube package. You got to get Google. You got to get.
Fuck, man.
Like,
I mean, I hope it doesn't get to that. I hope they still get in their local stations, but
it's inevitable though.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Even if you offered it free, like where you just went, oh, there's a tier, it's locked by IP address. You can watch your local team through YouTube. Right. But you figure it's inevitable where it's just all gonna be streaming and And
I'm telling you, like with my kids, there's never been a time when they go, other than like a major sporting event, you know, a Super Bowl, maybe a boxing or UFC fight or something like that is happening at that time. There's never been anything else where they go like, oh my God, it's 8:00 on fucking Thursday and I have to watch this thing.
No, yeah, I was explaining it. So that's sort of what sparked the conversation of like, how do you know? And I remember, and I think the only show I could think of was Dawson's Creek. And I remember when I was middle school, Dawson's Creek was like the big popular. Dawson's Creek and Seventh Heaven were like the super popular shows at the time. And I remember, and I was like, we were explaining to them, it's like, hey, you had to be home at 8:00 on Tuesday night or Monday night or whatever and watch it. And you had to sit through they call them ads. And I'm like, through the commercials, which you guys call ads. And they're like,
that's funny.
And
they do call them
yeah,
ads.
they call them ads. I was like, what's the commercial? I'm explaining to them, like, oh, so ads. I'm like, yes, ads. So I had to sit through ads 3.5, 4 minutes every 6 minutes or whatever it was. You go, because if you're watching an hour-long show, 20 minutes of it is ads. The other 40 minutes is probably the actual show, or 42 minutes or whatever it was. It was like, so, and I'm telling you, and if you weren't, and I'm like, and if you weren't there at 8:00 on that Monday, you just missed it. And then one day you hope to see the rerun. I'm like, and if you had a TV Guide magazine, you might flip through it and you might see that on Sunday at 9 a.m. for whatever reason they were showing that rerun of that show, and then you got to catch it, the one you missed. Man. And it's just like,
dude, TV Guide, that's dead, Guide, right?
It's gone, bro. I don't know. At least in that magazine, it can't exist anymore, right? In the way it used to. But dude, I remember going to the supermarket, flipping through TV Guides, like looking at them, let's see what was going on. But like, or just flipping channels, just hoping, you know, whatever was on was on.
We used to get them, bro. We used to get them delivered to the house.
TV Guides?
TV Guide.
Yeah, no, I never like my family never ordered those, like get them like that. But I do remember seeing them in like the supermarket and flipping through them or buying, you know, because they were like $2. I think I remember them being like, and it was weekly or whatever it was. Yep. And I do remember flipping through them and occasionally buying one if I saw a cool cover of like a show or a movie or something that I liked. But I wasn't like a subscriber, but I did know a lot of people who were like, oh, check the TV Guide.
TV Guide.
You know, yeah, like it was like, but to them, they were just like, huh? It was almost like, okay, stop talking, okay? And then the dinosaurs attacked you. You know, like they were so it was so foreign to them.
And then the meteor hit Earth.
Yeah. And now you're here. Like, okay, tell us about Moses. Like they're just thinking fuck. But it's just insane to me. I don't even know what got us down this path. But
me neither, bro.
How fucking much shit's just changed and how life's wild, man. It's dude,
so man. Speaking of fucking wild life, bro. Like on the opposite end of this, fucking Maui in Hawaii is literally like hell on earth right now.
Dude, on fire.
It's like on fire.
Yeah.
Dude, you remember like, fuck man, this has to be 10 years ago, maybe even longer, when we were having a bunch of wildfires here in Florida.
Yeah.
And I remember somebody like a friend of mine from New York calling me and going like, yo man, the news up here is like Florida's on fire. And then I had to kind of go like, yeah, I mean like, we got some wildfires, but it's not like my house is not burning down.
Dude, like it smells a little weird outside, and it's a little.
But dude, so the fires got so big that you could see the fires from satellites.
Shit, what caused that?
I don't know. I think it's been dry, but plus the wind.
My confusion was like, it's Maui, it's Hawaii. I don't know. Maybe I assume because it's such a small island that it's got to be pretty wet, I guess, for lack of a better word. Like, I'm ignorant. But, like, so I was a little surprised that, like, Maui having wildfires. You know, because you think, like, fucking Canada makes sense. Or here when it happened in California and all that stuff. But I guess in California it happened in Malibu, right?
Yeah, but you could think even here, man, like Florida's surrounded by water,
it's fucking
right?
muggy.
Other than the north.
Yeah. It surprised me that it was Maui, but it's been destructive. Almost 100 people have passed. Like
from last time I saw.
Yeah, I saw videos of people jumping into the ocean and shit.
Just to stay cool.
Just to stay cool and try to survive. And
man. But it was like really like it reminded me of the California wildfires where like the really high winds were just kind of pushing this shit across. And then of course there's like your conspiracy theorists that go like, oh well, it was like lasers from the sky, and you know, because it was like trees that didn't burn down, but like houses burned down. And I'm not conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, I think if you're a conspiracy theorist, you're gonna burn down a city that's like. You're not burning down paradise if you're trying to prove a point or do some kind of conspiracy theory. Like,
Well, dude, there has been people that have been trying to buy land. So
I have seen that where they're offering some of the residents
bro.
like their burn property, like we'll buy it with
yes.
burn property and all, and they're like, no, dude,
Hawaii, dude, not for nothing, man. Right?
Seems insensitive to make an offer right now.
Absolutely, but I have seen like the Hawaiian the native Hawaiians, and I know they're Americans, but there is sort of a pride.
It's different though,
to those islands, and the native Hawaiians are just like, no, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, people from Hawaii are like very proud of, like you said, the thing. And it's funny, man, we were talking earlier about me not being like a remote, I don't want to be in the woods and all that. I do love the beach. I do love islands. And so it's funny, whenever I see Hawaii or see things like Hawaii, I know there's this like idea of it that if you live in Florida, it's like, Hawaii may not impress you much. There is something to that. Like, I love the beach. I love that sort of isolation and proximity. And I'm like, I would love the idea of waking up and being able to surf or boogie board and sing every day and do that stuff. And so like, I think this pride comes from coming from such a beautiful place and I think you can experience that in Florida where you go, I live where people vacation.
Yep.
I could see that. Like, not only do I live where people vacation, I live where people vacation and save up their entire lives to come to. So I can see that being a source of pride. I think we don't have it in Florida because most people from Florida aren't from here.
Florida.
Right, like we don't have a lot of generational, and maybe like our kids will maybe have a little bit of the different perspective, or maybe the next generation if they stick around. But I think most people from Florida in this current time aren't from here. We're from somewhere, or our parents are from somewhere.
Yep.
So we don't have that. But I think there is something to living where most people save up their entire lives just to be able to experience. And you're like, I wake up there every day.
Yeah.
And so I can see that there's a pride that comes from that. And there's a will to want to like protect it and all that. I could definitely see that.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't know what he's talking about, it's like, for those, like I know people, and my family wasn't one of them, but I know people that have saved, a lot of years to come here, go to Disney, go to the beaches, do those kind of things. And it's a lot of money, especially now.
Especially now, man. Dude, and I was fortunate enough I've worked for one of the major theme parks here, and like it's Disney, fuck it. But I worked for Disney as a teen, and like I remember so many people, man, where I had interactions with where they were like, and some of them were elderly, man, where they were like, I've been saving my whole life to be here, and
wow,
I can't believe I'm here. And I think it's funny, man. I think having worked there was really good for me because I think I did get this perspective of like, oh, this isn't normal.
Yeah.
Because we do take it for granted. Like for us, like, like a day at Disney is sort of like a weekend. Like we don't really
It's not
a big deal anymore. It's not a vacation. It's like, oh yeah, it's Saturday. Like it's like that's a Tuesday. It's spring break. Like it's just whatever. Like we do have a sense to take that for granted. But I think there was something really sort of like leveling about working there, where I just you come in interaction with thousands of people a day working there, and you're just like. Everybody has a different story, has a different circumstance, different perspective, but the amount of people who are, obviously obsessed with the brand, obsessed with nature, but just go like, this is something that was so out of reach for them and was a lifelong dream. And you're just like, yeah, I live down the street. Like it's really easy to take this for granted. And I think there was something really humbling about working there and experiencing people like that and seeing that. Dude, I saw elderly people crying because they were happy to be there.
Wow.
And those are some memories that, man, I'll take with me forever, because I'm like, especially whenever I go to the theme parks, man, I have moments where I can take it for granted, but I do have moments, man, where I stop and pause and I go, this is wild. Like I've been to the Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, all this stuff, probably in the hundreds of times now. Like if I think about like my life here, and I go, it's really easy to walk in here and be like, oh yeah, just go this way, Yeah, I've been here a million times. Da, da, da. But then look at the people around you. Like, you ever taken people, the families there, and you're just like, wow, this is probably a first time for them, and this is a thing, and this is lifelong. And it's humbling to like see that, where you're just like, man, I shouldn't take this for granted. Like that type of shit, man.
Now that's dope, man. I do remember one time, man, working at Disney as well, where we used to be able to get in people. Right, and maybe it's still that way, but I do remember one time when certain parts of my family came down. They didn't have the money to be able to get into Disney, and I grabbed two of my friends that worked at Disney, and between the three of us, we were able to get everybody in, and like the gratitude. For like for me, it was like, like I'm here every day. It's work. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even realize that it's special to somebody.
Yeah, it is.
And to that group, and to the parts of my family that came down, who I thought would, I thought it would be grateful. I didn't realize the impact that it would have.
No, man. I think it's really easy to take for granted because we're here and we're doing that stuff. But like. Yeah, man. So I think the people from Maui obviously have this pride in their land, their culture. I do think it's a little insensitive to offer them anything for their land right now. Like you said, I could see the conspiracy theories. I don't think this is that. The thing I did have some beef with this week, I will say, is I saw a lot of celebrities who are Hawaiian sort of complaining about tourists and saying, do not travel to Maui, there's other islands, because these people have all this shit going on. They don't need to be worried about serving you drinks and fixing your hotel room and because a lot of the people
wasn't
work
there. I thought was it Paris Hilton?
Paris Hilton, but Oprah was the really big one that was there that got shit. But she was also helping people. My beef with that statement is that you're saying, oh, they don't need to be serving you drinks when they just lost all their home. They don't need to be doing that. Okay,
but don't you need to kind of make money?
Yeah, that's my beef. Is like, okay, if you didn't want to be at work or didn't need to be, you wouldn't be there.
Don't be there.
And also, more people going there doesn't mean like you either do or don't. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like you could also look at this from a different lens to go. It's helpful. I'm going there. You get a chance to make money. Maybe I get a chance to give back. There's also a different perspective here. Now, if you want to say, hey, when you visit, try to take part in it, especially if you visit and you're well off, contribute a little something extra to that server, that bellhop, that whatever. You don't know what they're going through. Like, I get that. But to tell people don't period,
come,
it's kind of like, hey, that's a double-edged sword, man. If they don't come, you're not bringing in money to this economy to people who really need. Like,
and you are a tourist destination.
Yes, that's how you make all of your money.
Like what are you without tourists?
Nothing. Like, Hawaii is already very expensive. It is. Listen, as much as Hawaii is paradise, it's also really low in education, really low in a lot of rankings. Doesn't have the best like job situation. Doesn't have the for locals, it's very expensive. It's this and that. Tourism keeps it afloat, keeps it alive.
Yep.
And so I think you should welcome that and embrace it. And I know people, and we're guilty of this here in Florida for sure, especially in Orlando. It's like of almost hating tourists. But also, Orlando wouldn't be what it is without the tourists.
Yeah.
We're very fortunate.
We don't hate tourists, right? Like,
absolutely not.
It's not.
But, like people complain all the time, like, oh, tourists, I don't want to drive. This and that. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, most of us wouldn't be employed without tourists. Most of it, like, I certainly am grateful for tourists, like for living in the most probably visited city in the world. I think Orlando. We love tourists. You have to accept that.
Keep coming.
Absolutely, man. And I think that's the embrace that if I'm any of these celebrities that are from Hawaii, maybe the message should be, hey, while you're here, use your means to do X, not don't come. Correct. You know what I mean? Because if you can go to Maui, you can probably spare a couple bucks to help people rebuild.
And not for nothing, man. If the place where you're going is burning down, you won't be able to.
You won't be able to go anywhere. Also, you seen the government was giving like $700. I saw Joe Biden on some shit this morning about he's donating $700 to each resident who was affected in Maui of all this stuff. I do think I don't know what the answer is, man.
Not really much,
but whatever. It seemed as like, get COVID instead. How much did people get for COVID? There was something that people were getting for COVID. It was better.
Dude.
It was more than 700.
There is a guy that I guess used to have my phone number, and I'm talking about 20 years ago, that I still get calls for. And I've gotten recent calls that is like, hey, we know you owned a business in 2020. You had X amount of employees. You still are eligible for this government money.
Yeah, you are, man.
Dude,
it's a big scam right now.
Absolutely.
In corporate, it's a big scam where so people have started companies where they help you get these tax credits and then they take a percentage of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a really big
fucking
scam
racket.
right now, and the spam thing. It's a racket. Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
bro.
dude.
We can't have nice things, bro.
Nope.
And like the whole fucking what do you call that? I don't know what the answer is in terms of like how much money you give them, because like people are like 700 is not enough, and I know people brought up how much money we gave Ukraine, and I'm like, maybe you should get hit with a missile. Maybe fire is not the answer. I don't know.
maybe the building should burn.
It is kind of fucked up. I don't know what the answer to that is, man, because I'm sure there's semantics. Like, I'm an ape. Like, maybe there's a perfectly logical reason. I do understand people's beef with, well, we gave the Ukraine however many billions.
Yeah, I get that too.
And then we gave people in Hawaii $700 per resident, and there's like 6 people that live in Maui, whatever. It's like a few thousand. It's not a lot. You could certainly do more. So it seems fucked up. It definitely does. I just don't know what the right answer is, so it's hard for me to be critical. But it's like, there's definitely more than $700 that you could be giving to the people. I'm like, you could probably just rebuild all their houses and rebuild. And I'm sure there'll be something done through FEMA or whatever.
Based on that, right? Like if
Yeah.
you do it like a national emergency.
Right. And I don't know enough to know that that's not already happening. It's like, this is $700, but also we're rebuilding their house and we're doing, I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe they
true,
are, maybe
true
they're
that.
not. I don't know. Like, I haven't looked into it, but I definitely get the gripe on the surface. It's like $700, bro. Like, what is that going to do?
Yeah,
like,
that's last week's paycheck.
And in a very expensive town. So,
Yep.
yeah.
How we doing on time, bro?
Bro, we're an hour 10, an hour 11 into
Fuck.
Yeah, we didn't think we'd have much. Bro.
Dude, I want to get in. I want to get into this. I gotta hit this up. Hit y'all up with this because this is a good one.
Let's do it.
A dying woman asked her husband to allow her to have sex with her ex-lover. And I need to know, and I hope we do a clip on this because I need to know everybody's kind of like take on this because I have so many different angles for this, right? Like I think at first this is like first reaction is an emotional one, right? You all put yourself in that situation and you go like, okay, I have a spouse, my spouse is dying, her, in this case, her, right? But you can do it. You can do this from a male or female perspective.
This absolutely changes whether it's male or female, by the way. But that's
tell me why. Tell me why,
bro. First off, I think the emotion behind, if you tell a woman like, "Yo, I like you,"
and you
dying,
taking care of me,
yeah, and you taking care of me, and I really do appreciate you, and you cool, but I'm dying. And so what I really want, I think what makes it worse is like, yo, if you named a random person that you want to smash, it'd be different. But you go, I really want to smash my ex, because it opens up a bunch of questions.
Yeah, of course,
right? Like,
man, of course,
rightfully so. And I think women emotionally wouldn't be able to separate the emotional aspect of that because they look at sex as there's an emotional connection, there's this, there's that. As men, we're like, nah, the pussy was fire. You know what I mean? Like, we just go, we want that. Like,
yeah, I didn't want to hang out with her.
Right. I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to talk.
Was fire.
You can muzzle her, but I just want. But as a
matter of fact, throw her out after having.
Yeah. Don't let me talk to her afterward. Please don't make her talk to me. Like, but I think this absolutely changes if you're in the reverse. I think you're an asshole if you're a guy and don't let your woman do this. Like, I think you're gonna be, oh, you're insecure. She's dying. This is selfish. This is yada,
that's
yada, yada.
good, man.
If you're a woman, it's like he's an asshole for even asking you. You're taking care of him. This absolutely changes depending on who's in the driver's seat.
Yes, and I agree with that. But taking it, if you everything being equal. Mm-hmm. Right? It's like first reaction is like an emotional one.
Yeah.
And then it's like, the for me, from like the woman's perspective, because in this case, it was a guy telling a story about his wife, and I'm going, does she just want one more for the road? Has she already been doing this, and then it's just like now that she's dying, she's kind of just coming clean? Does she just not have the energy anymore to fucking to like not tell you and sneak around? And she just goes, yo, I want to do this, and I just want your permission because I don't want to have to fucking lie to you and sneak around. You know, like if it's this ex that because I think from what the guy explained, and again, I don't even know if this story is true. It's just a good conversation point, regardless.
Dude, I've got 67 talking points on this right now, and I'm like, we could be here till 5 a.m.
But I'm going, you know, from a guy's perspective, is it ego that says no, fuck you, you shouldn't want to bang anybody else, or like from a woman's perspective, has she been already doing it and she's just like too exhausted to have to fucking lie and sneak around about it, and she just wants to be honest? Do you let her do it and then in your head going like, you know what? The fucking life insurance is still in my name, and I'm just continuing to make those payments until this chick dies 6 to 8 months from now, and I'm going like, go fuck whoever you want.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so many fucking angles to this, bro.
That's so good. It's so good. First off, like, I don't think... So there's an angle here where you go, has this person, like in this case, this woman been smashing this guy the whole time? I think no, because if it was the case, you'd still just smash him in secret and then go die in peace.
Oh, good. Yeah, good point.
But do you want then to openly be able to have this person all the time? Because I think this lady is like, she's going to be paralyzed at some point or bedridden. I think it's what it is.
I think
wheelchair bound.
Yep.
And maybe you're like, I want them all the time on the way in, which then could beg the question, have you been having an affair with this person the whole time?
Right.
Like, there is that aspect of this. I'm fucking petty, bro. So I'm going to be like, that's fine. Like, I want to fulfill that wish. Because it's only fair since when you go, the shit I'm going to run through. And then I'm going to just start naming all her friends.
Bro, I read a comment where this dude goes like, yeah, like I let her do it. And then once she's bedridden, I'll bring in this fucking chick and then fucking like do like Clockwork Orange and fucking tape her fucking eyelids open. If y'all watching a YouTube video, like this.
Like the torture.
Tape her, you know, like put fucking toothpicks in her fucking eyelids and the
make her
bottom
watch.
and and then make her watch you bang this other chick. And I'm just like, fuck, man. Again, so many different angles.
There is, because also, man, there's an angle here. Like, if you're looking at again, if I'm staring down my mortality, there is a version of me that goes, you're dying, I'm not naive enough to think that you didn't have good sex or great sex or whatever with somebody else, right? Maybe even better than sex than what you had with me. And you want to experience that one last, like, part of me goes, yeah, fuck it, go for it. Like, you're dying. Like, I guess I could. I'm not immune to the like, yo, it might hurt your feelings because you're like, fuck, you didn't want to fuck me that time. But I think I would be able to put that aside and go, you ain't gonna be here 6 months, bro. Have at it. Guess what you gonna miss,
dude? You know what's the fucked up thing? What if you're the husband and you go like, yeah, go ahead, go do what you got to do. And then she goes to the ex-lover, and he goes, "Oh, you're dying? Nah, I'm not into dying chicks."
And now you got to deal.
And now you got to come back and go, "Yo, what happened?"
Deal with a depressed chick that's dying. I'll be like, "Is there a way to speed this up?" There ain't no need in us both being down. I got a long life ahead of me.
Does that cut the time down to 5 months to the 8?
Yo, that's a great point, though. If you're the other guy in this equation, do you do it?
Yeah.
Because you're going to get two things. You're either going to get the saddest sex ever, or you're going to get the greatest sex ever. Like, we got to look at this from his perspective, too, bro. But you're going to get sad sex, or you're going to get possibly the most she's not going to have any shackles. There's not going to be any, like, she's going to be completely in, what's the word? I can't.
No
say that.
inhibitions.
There you go. I've had too much tequila. I can't pronounce that. So, but you might get some wild. It might be a dope time, or you might get the saddest sex ever. She might start crying, and you might have to fake an emergency so you can leave. I don't know.
Oh, I came.
Oh shit! Yeah, I gotta go. My wife that's still alive is waiting for me, and will live.
Dude, what if you say yes? And
wait, as who?
So you're the husband.
Okay.
Okay. So you go, yep, go do it. Then she goes to the dude, and the dude goes, oh, you're dying? I'm not into that. Like, no. So he shuts her down. And then she doesn't die.
I was just gonna say, to me, is more like, what if she lives,
right,
and it doesn't? I'll be like, yo, I guess we swingers now,
right?
I'll be like, shout out to you, yo, for bringing that up during your dying wish, man. I always do. I've been wanting to bring this up. So every Tuesday,
so
what's up?
Are we both doing that now? I mean, like, technically, I am dying.
Yeah. Every day is a day closer. What's the shit with your breath? Like, technically, we're all 2 minutes away from dying, and then we take a breath.
I'm glad you brought that up. Let me tell you about it.
So flip this on you. What would you do?
Fuck, man. I mean, like, again, like, when I read this story, I'm going, there's so many angles, because I think the immediate reaction is the emotional one, where you're like, wait, like, yo, like, I'm the one taking care of you, and really that's what you want? And then there's the other part of me that's going like, okay, bro, like, that's ego, right? If she wants to bang somebody else and she's dying, like, why shouldn't she be able to? You know what I'm saying? And so, again, there's so many different angles to this, but then it's just like, man, like, what if this, and what if this, and what if this? And then it goes, I think that in this case, the woman asking for that, you've opened up a can of worms that you're not able to close. No. And if you're gonna ask for that, you know, kudos to you, and I hope that you get what you're looking for. But if things are not working out the way that you want after the fact, like, that's on you. Like if you're, you know what I'm saying?
With the consequence,
right? Yes. So like, if I go like, yo, you know what? Like, go with him and let him take care of you, because I'm done. Like, I'm good. You want to go do that, but that's cool. Go with him and let him take care of you for the last 8 months, and you guys can do whatever the fuck you want. You know what I'm saying? Or if you live, right? If some fucking breakthrough comes through and you live, then you have to also live with how I'm going to feel about you after that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, it's fine, man. Like, you got to, listen, everybody got to do what the fuck they want to do for their own lives, but you also have to be willing to live with the consequences of those. We always say this shit on here too, man, where it's like, you're not, you know, like the whole freedom of speech, right?
Yeah.
You're free to say whatever the fuck you want, but you are not free from the consequence.
I think, man, where I separate this, and this might be cucky behavior from me, but it's like, but it's, I can, and maybe it's different in the situation, I can separate the emotion from the
sex,
and instill some logic and go, yo, if you're dying, dude, because I go, if you put it to me and I go, I'm dying, and there's, you know, and you're like, okay, you want to have sex with, I don't know, maybe it's one, maybe it's several people, like, yeah, I want to run through these, or whatever it is. Like, I go, I might already think some shit like that. So I got to put it in the perspective from me and go, well, fuck, if I had the option, I probably would have, you know, said X, Y, Z.
Okay. But if you do that, and then afterwards, right? Like, let's say there's a fucking magic cure, and then there's some breakthrough in medicine, and then you live, and then your wife goes, like, I don't feel the same way about you since then. You have to go like, yeah, I get it.
No, I definitely think that's fair. Listen,
and that's what I'm saying.
I'm petty, so I'm going to be fucking with you the whole time. But that's fair. I'm going to fuck Susie next week. You won't be here, but Unlike you, I've got time to go through plenty. Not just the ex. But I'll get through them too. Like, I'm petty as fuck. I like, my feelings might be hurt, but I'm gonna hurt yours on the way out. Like, too bad you're dying. I really wanted you to see me take down whoever her best friend is. You know, her and I have always had a little thing.
You see how she looked at me last time she came over here.
Yeah. No, but for women, that's easy because you do have to flip that. You'd be like, I will allow it, but it would really make me feel at peace. And you got to name whoever the fuck they hate. And you'd be like, I think to get over you dying.
To get over you dying and fucking your ex. I need to bang Susie.
It's the only way.
Shout out to Susie.
Shout out to Susie, yo.
And on that, tell them where they can find us.
Yo, if you're not already following us, at the Carbon Football Podcast on IG, the Carbon Football Podcast on TikTok, on YouTube, at Carbon FP Pod on Twitter. Thank you guys for interacting with the socials, man. We've been trying to get more consistent about that, and you guys have been hitting us up, so we appreciate that. And all your favorite audio platforms, man. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, all of them, man. You name it, we're on it. So look for us on there. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Turn on your notifications. And then keep the drink suggestions coming, man. We appreciate that. You guys have hit us up with some stuff, and they've been awesome. So yeah. Shout out to you guys for the support, man.
Absolutely. And as always, we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.